Welcome to the Mel-Tran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Ananzi on Ravelry, and on Instagram, I'm Mel-Tran Designs. You can also find a Mel-Tran Designs group on Ravelry and Facebook, and that's where new episodes will be posted and any other announcements and things like that. Also on YouTube, just search for Mel-Tran Designs if that's not how you're watching me right now. Today is Friday, October 6th, 2017. Can you believe I've recorded this many weeks in a row? It's awesome. So happy to be doing it again. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. It's been a lot of fun. So, I think let's just jump right in. Not a ton to show this week because I'm still being monogamous, and just a few things to talk about. So anyways, weekend review. We had another busy week with reffing. For those of you who are new, my husband and I started reffing volleyball games this year. So this week, I didn't have a game on Monday, which was great because my kids had parent-teacher conferences that day. So we did that. It's always nice to kind of, gauge where the kids are and, talk to their teachers a little bit, address any issues now, at the end of the first quarter, so that way we can get on top of it for the rest of the year. Actually meeting Ananzi's teachers, because she's in high school, and so one of them I already knew. One was a teacher at my high school, but I never had him. So that was cool. And anyway, so yeah, got to talk to them. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that was Monday. Before going on, so last week, do you remember that I talked about that Jake and I filled in for the rec center here in town, their adult league volleyball? So the guy that's in charge of it actually contacted us Sunday evening and said, hey, the lady who you were filling in for said that if you guys want to just take over, she's totally fine with that, and you can just have it. We were like, yeah. So we're now officially officiating the adult league, and it's Monday and Wednesday, and there's already like the head ref, and so Jake and I are alternating. So he does Monday nights and I do Wednesday nights. Let me tell you what's so awesome about it. Not only will we get to continue on with reffing through the winter and getting to continue practicing and stuff like that. Sorry, I have a weird hair here. But we, because of the combined kind of 5.5 hours of that, I don't have to work at Panera on Wednesday nights anymore. Okay, let me lay it out. So, sorry, let's start over again. Let me geek out on some numbers and just lay it all out. So my Panera shift right now is 5 to 11 because we close at 10. It takes about an hour to close. Well, that'll actually be changing in November when the time change happens. We'll be closing at 9, so it'll be 5 to 10. So either way, I leave here at about 4:30. All right, so I'm gone from 4:30 until 11:30 right now. That's a lot of time. I go pick my kids up, we're home at 3, I leave at 4:30, important part of the day. And to be honest, there's a good chance that my schedule will be moving back to 4 o'clock because instead of being a 5 to 11 shift, they change it to 4 to 10. And so then I'm leaving at 3:25, 3:30 right after my kids get home. Okay, so instead of that, on Wednesday nights, the second ref only has 2 games instead of 3, and so they're at 8 and 9. So I will be leaving here at about 7:30, 7:40, because I don't have to be there too early, so actually probably about 7:40 because it's just 10 minutes away. So I'll leave here at 7:40 and be home by 10:15. So do you see the difference? Huge difference. So instead of leaving at either 3:30 or 4:30, I'm leaving at 7:30, which is, my kids are starting to go to bed at that point, except not on Wednesdays. I don't know why I said that, because there's church stuff going on. So really what it's going to mean is Anansi, who has practice until 7, has church that starts at 7, so we usually pick her up at about 6:50 and get her wherever. Well, Jake is usually, on the weeks that he works, he's, getting into town at 6:30, 6:40, 6:50, depending on when he got off, and it's hard for him to make it out to her school to pick her up on time necessarily, and then sometimes Kyan has something from 4 to 5 on Wednesdays. It's kind of every other week, every third week, just depends. Eli has scouts on Wednesdays at 7. Jake is also involved in scouts on Wednesdays at 7, but they're in 2 different groups, and so there are times we have 3 people going 3 different places at the same time, and I'm at work. Not anymore. So I will be home until all of that is settled, and Quinn is able to either go with Jake if Kyan is doing something like this week. I was still coaching her volleyball team, and so Quinn just went with Jake, and Kyan just came with me when we were done. But after this week, Kyan and Quinn will just be able to stay home, which will be good. And then Jake can, take care of getting Eli home and all that kind of stuff. So it's so perfect. Here's the other thing. They pay us $3 an hour more through the rec center reffing than what I get paid at Panera. So the 5.5 hours that we accumulate with the Monday and Wednesday combined, we're bringing home more than the 5.5 hour shift at Panera. I know you're like, wait, it was 6 hours. No, because I have a half-hour break. So anyway, I'm home more. We're bringing home more. See all the benefits? All the practice that we get with reffing. Huge benefits. Huge. And Mondays, that's Jake's day off anyway. So that's just an extra, that's 3 hours in the evening that he just runs over and does that. And no big deal. So it's really cool. So that's going on. Tuesday, we got to go out and ref at the same location. We didn't ref together because they have 2 gyms. He did 8th grade and I did 7th grade. But it was nice because it was like 40 minutes away. And so it was nice that we both were sent there, but we both get to count the gas or the mileage, which is cool. We did that Tuesday, and then Wednesday, we were at separate locations, but it was fun. And then I went and coached Kyan's volleyball team for the last time. We have our final game tomorrow morning. I'm kind of bummed. It's been a lot of fun, but it's added a little bit to the chaos. So, kind of a trade-off, but it's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad I did it. So did that, and then went and reffed my first time doing the adult league because Jake did it both times last week. So did that, and it was fun as well. Kyan came with me and watched a movie on my phone and fell asleep on one of the bleachers. Anyway, she was a little tired, but yep. And now my kids are on fall break. The whole state of Idaho is actually out the first Thursday and Friday of October every year. It's a statewide in-service. But so my kids get that off, and then they get 2 weeks after that. If you've watched for any length of time, I've explained how it works, but they're at a charter school, and they have a modified year-round schedule, so they get 8 weeks off in the summer, so that's, 4 weeks less than everybody else, but those 4 weeks are spread out, so they're having 2 of those weeks now, which I tell you what, as a parent, this is the perfect time to have a break. Also, if you're wanting to travel, the weather's still pretty good, and you can get off-season prices. Anyway, so 2 weeks now. They get an extra week at Christmas break, so they get a 3-week Christmas break, and then they get a 2-week-long spring break instead of 1. So there's 2, 1, 1. So they get those additional 4 weeks off like everybody else does, but they're spread out through this school year. It's wonderful because in the summer, 12 weeks is really long. And you start to wonder why you had kids. Am I the only one? Seriously, I hated those long summers until Anansi got in and we started with this schedule. But now it's like, okay, as a parent, I get those breaks too. And it's so awesome. Plus, when you get those extra long breaks, especially this fall break is huge for travel for a lot of families. But like spring break, that getting to choose or have an extra long break or whatever, it's just so great. The only downside I have found is the last couple years we've had so much that we've wanted to do over the summer, we like ran out of weekends. But that's how it is. And, we just take advantage of like Labor Day weekend or whatever. Anyways, I'm babbling, but we're going into fall break and it'll be fun. We will be not really doing a lot this first week of it. Tomorrow, and I'll talk about this next week after the fact, but tomorrow we're going to a BSU game. Jake can't go because he works on Saturdays. A BSU volleyball game. We're going to go to that. And then Sunday, we're actually going to sneak up to Idaho City. They're having Idaho City Days and all this, and it's like a mountain town. They have all this really fun stuff going on, and tours of old buildings, and press your own cider, and panning for gold, and like actual like gold flakes and all that stuff. So anyways, that should be a lot of fun. Next week, nothing that I can remember. We have a couple of appointments, I'm getting my teeth cleaned, nothing huge. But then the next weekend we are heading over to my sister's house, and we'll be there for a few days. So that'll be a lot of fun. Go hang out with her, and there's a couple hikes we're gonna do. We're gonna find a pumpkin patch. Anyway, lots of fun stuff that week. So let's move along. Yes, let's move along. Words, whatever. Let's take a drink. My favorite Plexus pink drink today. Getting my mouth all nice and moist. I did want to remind you that the retreat is coming up. Registration is open. Obviously, these have not been folded. Marilyn, hey Marilyn, posted in the group that she went to a store, a yarn store there in Utah, who wanted some more information on the retreat. So I have a packet that I'm going to be mailing to her after I fold these up and track down one of my big envelopes. I might have used them all. I might have to go buy some more. But anyways, if you are interested in information, shoot me an email at fiberfanaticsunite@gmail.com. I would love to have you come. There's still plenty of space open. I would love to see it grow this year, because the more it grows, the more stuff I get to spoil you guys with, because it makes the budget a little looser. And so I have lots of things I want to do, lots of ideas. We'll have to see how things go. But anyways, please consider joining us. There is a Fiber Fanatics Unite, fiberfanaticsunite@gmail.com. Did I say that right? Now that I say it again. Anyway, Fiber Fanatics Unite Ravelry group as well, for any information. And we're going to be, I've decided, after talking to a couple people, we're going to do a slipper knit along. And I was actually going to post that just kind of in the Mel-Tran Designs group too. I thought it might be kind of fun going into winter, if anybody wanted to jump in and make some slippers. It came from, I went to the knitting group on Wednesday, and one of the gals said, last year, she was talking to a couple people who didn't come, and she said, we got there, we unloaded our stuff, took off our shoes, put on our slippers, and that was our footwear for the weekend. And I was like, we totally need to have a slipper knit along, so we can all have new fun slippers, and we can show them off. We can have a slipper fashion show. And anyways, oh my gosh, we both then jumped on Ravelry, started looking up slipper patterns. I'm gonna have to make like a different pair for every day, because why not? They whip up really fast. So anyways, and then I thought, you know what? This is the perfect time of year to have one. I don't know if anybody will participate. I know there aren't a ton of you, but I would love for you to jump in. If we get, a few people kind of participating in it, I would be more than happy to have, a giveaway or two, maybe giftable patterns or my patterns, or anyways, I'd love to have even a couple people join me, make me feel like I'm not all alone. So anyway, even if you just have ideas, I'll just open up kind of a chatter thread, and if you have even just ideas of what you're looking at, you know, anything like that. I think it would be a lot of fun for all of us to do it together and have warm toesies. So anyway, let's move into the knitting. I'll show you my finished object first, so you'll know why you're seeing something different. I finished my leg warmers. Okay, let me tell you, the first one took me 6 months. The second one took me 5 days. It's amazing what happens when you actually work on things. Plus, we had a conference this last weekend for our church, and so I had a lot of knitting time. So here's the first one. They're nice and long. They go up over my knees, which, oh my gosh, I wore them last week because, I mean, of course, or earlier this week. I mean, you have to plan an outfit around it the next day after you finish it, right? So I did, and I got so many compliments on my leg warmers, and my legs were nice and warm. Here's the other one. It looks just like the first one. Here they are. I am so in love with them. I love the tonal variegation of the orange and red together. Oh, they're just so wonderfully fantastic. I can't wait to get tons of use out of them. And this yarn is from the first draft. It's Hot Rod Red, and it's, I'm wanting to say her Hardy base. I might be totally wrong, but I think that's what I saw. It's Corriedale, 100% Corriedale, huge skein, which I've shown you before. If I hate to steer you wrong, but if you go to my projects page, the project page for it, I took a picture of the ball band because I have a tendency to lose them. So I took a picture of the ball band, you know, with the yarn and everything, so that way I would have all the information. So go ahead and head over there and look at that. This is it's just called Spiral Rib Leg Warmers by Pearl Soho. It's a free pattern, and it's just a 2x2 rib that you move around every 4th row. So you do 3 rows, move it over 1 stitch, 3 rows over. And so super, super simple, easy to have around. Anansi had a volleyball game on Saturday night, and I did a lot of work on that too because I was able to knit on it while her team was playing, but then we stayed for the varsity game, and you know, I almost said I wasn't as involved in that, but man, I was yelling from the stands, you know, encouraging and, hey, come on, wake up, guys, you know, just, yes, I'm the loud parent. Not obnoxiously loud, just, you know, yes, I will yell stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I get, you know, involved. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, love the leg warmers. I have enough. There's a pair of slippers that I'm gonna make. I can't remember what they're called. Really can't. I was trying to think if I could. They're essentially kind of like a sock that, like, you make. It's a free pattern. You knit the heel flap, and then you pick up stitches and work back and forth for the bottom of the foot, and then you cast on and join in the round, and then make like a sock. So it's kind of like a footy sock, but you don't have the top. Anyways, I think it'll be cool. They'll be nice to have for sure. So yeah, that's the plan with the rest of that yarn. The only thing I've been working on is my Dagna Pullover. This is how much I have left of my first skein, so I'm really excited about that. And I do have needles poking through here. Hold on. I do have a marker. I moved my progress marker up last week. Even though I didn't show it to you last week, I moved it up to show from where I started. So this is the marker that was just showing how much half a skein was. So you can see it's a good amount. This is my progress keeper, and it was only like right here when I grabbed it, and then here's where I started on last Friday after I recorded. So I've done all this week after finishing the leg warmers. And so as you can see, this half skein, I have an idea. So in case you didn't see last week's, what I was talking about, the reason I'm talking about the half skein is because the picture, it's kind of a, not a cropped sweater, but just stops a little short. And I have one extra skein from what it calls for. And so I wanted to see how much half a skein did if I wanted to add half a skein's length on the front and the back. And so it actually makes a considerable amount. And so now I'm kind of thinking what I'm gonna do is make the back a couple inches longer than the front and still have it be nice and long, and then leave a split on the sides when I sew up the side seams. The construction of this sweater is really cool. You go up the back and then you keep working back and forth, and you add the sleeves and you know, bind off, cast on the neck, and then, you know, you go up and over, and so then you sew up the sides. I don't know if they have you do like a 3-needle bind off on the sleeves. I didn't read that part. I'm going to try to do a 3-needle bind off, I think, if depending on how things are put together, if I can, to avoid having to seam all of that, but I don't mind doing the side seams. And I don't think I've ever really correctly done a mattress stitch, so I do want to learn how to do that properly and do that on this. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do is, especially because I mean, that's a lot of extra, and I don't necessarily need that much in the front. So I'm going to, you know, measure this, measure on me, see how long I want it, and, you know, kind of go from there. But anyway, I'm pretty decided on having the longer back with the split on the side. I think this is going to be so nice and squishy. It's, you know, just this wonderful mistake rib, so it, you know, it has all this give and just amazing squish factor. And I did grab the second ball of it and put it in my project bag here, and I wanted to be able to show it to you. So this is Valley Yarns Haydenville, and it is 220 yards, so it's just a solid worsted weight. 60% superwash merino, 40% acrylic microfiber. And so it is nice and soft, totally machine washable, which I love. The colorway, I was going to tell you that too, is color number 17, Pompeii. So kind of that, you know, dark red, kind of a brown red. It's definitely brown for sure. So brown red. Anyway, I'm loving working with it. I love just this I'm loving this rib stuff, because you can take it out in public and, you know, work on it pretty easily. And I love that it's just the back and forth. I can pick it up, put it down, you know, nice and easily. Right now I'm still in this small bag. I'm squishing it in there right now. I'll have to move up. I like this small bag because it fits in my purse. So when I move into the bigger bag, I'll have to finagle it a little bit differently. But anyways, I'm doing it on size, this needle 7. I think it's on a 7. So there's that, and that's all of the knitting I have. My knee is just sitting here yelling at me. Ever since I painted the inside of my house, I've been having problems with my one knee, and and especially since I started clogging again a couple weeks ago. My knee was really mad at me on Wednesday because I didn't go to my exercise class, because the Wednesday class is like a boot camp, and it's really, really hard to go to clogging right after that. So I chose to go to knitting instead, and then clogging, which is still a workout, because he works us pretty hard for that hour. So I clogged for an hour, and then came home, showered, did my face and hair, so I was still standing, you know, and then went out to ref, so standing more. I mean, I sat a little bit, but really I was standing for 2.5 hours. And then I went to Kyan's volleyball practice, so I was standing still. Not standing still, but still standing. That was kind of funny. Went straight to reffing again, standing again for hours. So when I got home and like sat down on my bed and relaxed my legs, I was okay. Like my knee was irritated, but okay. Sat down and relaxed, got up to walk around, screaming. Leg was screaming at me. So, anyways, I have it taped. We'll see. I did want to show you one other thing that I worked on that is not knitting related at all, but it is crafty-ish. So I got this picture holder last year. It might have been around Black Friday time, but it wasn't on Black Friday because Black Friday doesn't exist anymore because the greedy stores have now decided that I need to give up Thanksgiving if I want to get good deals, and I don't, so I don't go. They've lost my few $100s every year. But Shopko had this on sale for, it was like $10, and it's this printed canvas, and I have just a set of Sharpie markers. Let me turn it sideways so you can see the whole thing. So I've had it, and it's just been kind of floating around, and we were watching Conference this weekend, and I thought, you know what, hey, this is a great way to pass the time, because I just didn't really have my knitting mojo going that afternoon, and so I started working on this, and it's been a lot of fun. It's like, adult coloring, only different. I mean, I'm an adult coloring, but it's not like, in the books, and it's something I can use, and I have a perfect spot for it on my desk that we put down in our bedroom. So that's actually part of the reason why it was in the forefront of my mind. I was like, I have the perfect spot. I know right where I want to put it. I want to be able to put, notes and stuff in it. It's not even going to be for pictures. It's going to be notes for myself. But anyway, as you can see, I'm making progress, and it's a lot of fun. So, and with it being such big pictures and with using Sharpies, it colors up a lot faster than those little intricate pictures, which I do like to color sometimes, but there's a little more of an instant gratification on this. So I do enjoy that. So anyway, if you have a chance to pick that up, it did suggest fabric markers, and honestly, I think I did buy fabric markers. If you know where they are, let me know. I knew where the Sharpies were because we keep all of our pens and stuff together. The fabric markers, who knows where they ended up. And when I do come across them eventually, then I'll have a set of fabric markers. So anyway, I think that's all that I have for you. I don't have any spinning. My wheel is just sitting sad and neglected over there. Yeah, today I am gonna work out in the shed to try to start emptying it. That does pertain to things that might interest any of you, because once the shed is emptied of the boxes of stuff that's out there, I could start putting all of my tools and woodworking supplies in there and get them organized so that I can start doing stuff. And I did change my mind on making my own shelving for my yarn. I'm still going to be making some other stuff, so don't be too upset. The reason is, I don't know if you guys have Shopko where you are. I know it's not a local store, but I don't know if it's like everywhere or just a little bit everywhere. They're having their crazy lower than the lowest price of the season sale. FYI, Shopko, if it's lower than your lowest price of the season, then it is your lowest price of the season. Whatever. I get that it's a marketing gimmick. Didn't suck me in. I think it's stupid, but the price is good. So they have these 9 cubby cubbies, 9 square cubbies for only $24.88. So I'm gonna go buy 2 of them. And they even have 5 panels that come with it that you can put behind certain ones. And they have these fabric drawers. You can see 2-pack for $5.88. So I'm probably going to get a few of those as well, because obviously some of my yarn is just still in hanks and I can lay it nicely and stack it in there, but some of it is in different things, and I could even turn the fabric drawer sideways if I wanted to kind of fill in those backs that I don't have panels for, or just, have odds and ends in a couple of them. Anyways, I'm gonna go get that today because I need it in my room. I'm tired of the totes and I'm tired of this stuff. So yep, I'm gonna get 2 of those, and I'm gonna probably get, I don't know, maybe 3 of those too. So get 6 of those 10-inch drawers. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna get those, and I will figure out something to put underneath those to prop them up. I still plan on doing that so I can put them against the wall instead of having them come out away from it. Anyways, I was really looking forward to making that shelving unit, but now that there's that as an option, I'm really okay with not. Especially because it'll mean I can start the other stuff sooner, because that was the first thing I was having to make to get rid of the totes and stuff in my room that's holding all of my yarn. So now I get to, clean all that stuff in the back, and I can focus on our nightstands, and especially now my first project, which Jake doesn't know, but my first project is going to be the L-shaped desk that he and Eli are going to share. It's going to be so exciting. So anyways, and I do have a couple of sewing projects that are in the forefront of my mind, but not necessarily physically the forefront of stuff, because I need to kind of get my sewing desk set back up. But anyways, those will be coming. I need a new purse. I'll just tell you really quick. Let me just rant for just a second. 2 years ago. No. It has not even been 2 years. Has it been 2 years? Was it 2? 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. I spent $95 I bought a $95 Namaste purse that was on sale for a percentage off. It might have been like 65 or something. Either way, it's essentially a $100 bag that is falling apart. The strap, the pleather stuff that they use, the leather substitute, is just peeling off. Just peeling right off. Are you kidding me right now? Like, your stuff should be lasting longer than that. So I hit the interwebs and was searching for the perfect bag. Okay, not really the perfect bag, but I really like my Namaste bag. I love that it's like the bigger one. I don't remember the name of it. I don't really care. It has on the one side that would be kind of closer to your body, it has just a nice little zipper pocket. And those are easy to throw into a bag. So the bag pattern didn't have to have that. But it had the nice big opening, and then it had a pocket that ran the whole length of that long side, and then 2 pockets on the front. It has side pockets too. I don't care about those. I never use them. Stuff just gets put in them and then lost. And then it has a couple of pockets, on the inside. Those are easy to put in as well. But I wanted something that I didn't have to, I'm really, I'm not a really super experienced sewist, I guess is what they're called now. But I'm really, really good at following patterns and instructions and tutorials and whatnot. I'm really, really good at that. So I make up for my lack of experience by just following the pattern really well. I did find one that has pretty much all of those things. And so I can't, there was one on Craftsy and there was a free one too. I don't mind paying for a pattern on Craftsy. I really, really don't. So it's going to be one of those, and it even calls for the purse feet that you put on there. Anyways, I think it's going to be great, and it's going to not fall apart because I'm not going to be using pleather crap. It's going to be good, and it'll be super fun to make. It's just, I have to get some other things first that are priorities, but I really, really, really want to have that. So it'll probably start working its way up a little forward in my priorities, especially as I get some other stuff kind of moving. You know what I mean? As when there are things like, I have to take care of this, once those things start to move along, my brain kind of opens up a little bit on that. So anyways, all right. Now I'm actually done. 10 minutes later. Have a wonderful week. Please let me know if you ever have any questions on anything. Mel-Tran at gmail.com, at email.com. That was funny. If you have any questions, that's the best way to get a hold of me because it comes straight to my phone as a notification. So anyways, until next time, keep knitting. Bye.